Hi everyone, this is Selina. I hope you're well. Welcome back to one of my videos. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Selina and I release a crochet tutorial every week. And this week I'm bringing to you this beautiful sweater. I really love it. It was a really nice project to crochet, and as you can see, it features beautiful little flowers on the neck edging, which I love. So this is a really delicate and feminine crochet sweater, and I really enjoyed making it. As always, the free pattern is available on my blog selinaveroni.com. The link will be in the down bar, and this sweater comes in sizes S to XXXL. So for this project I used this yarn, which is called Fluffy Day by Hobbii, and it's 100% premium brushed acrylic, and it comes in 100-gram skeins. So I will be linking in the description box all the materials that I used for this project, including the number of balls of yarn that I used. So check the description box for that. I think for size S, I used four skeins of yarn. I also used a 5mm crochet hook and a 4.5mm crochet hook, as well as a pair of scissors and a tapestry needle. And for the neck edging details, you will need 4 little flowers. I will be linking them in the description box also, and darning thread and a darning needle to sew these in. And so I hope you enjoy this tutorial. It was really lovely to make. I loved it. Don't forget to check out the blog, linked in the description box, for the free pattern and also for more photographs and details about this project. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. That really helps out my channel. And don't forget to head over to my members only page on Patreon. It's really nice. I will link that in the description box. Okay, so to begin this tutorial, I am going to be showing you how to crochet the 2 identical front and back panels. So this is an example of the front panel. And then I'm going to show you how to crochet your sleeves. So I've already crocheted my sleeves, as you can see, but I am going to be taking you through this step by step. So this is what we are going to be making now. Okay, so to begin this tutorial, you are going to be, like I just said, creating the front and the back panels, which I'm going to show you now, and then the 2 sleeves. And I am going to be giving directions for size S for this video tutorial. However, if you just refer back to the free written pattern, which is linked in the down bar, which is on my blog, you will be able to make any size that you want. So just head over there if you want to make a different size, just to see the number of chains and rows that you will be needing, and that's it. Otherwise the tutorial will be the exact same. So what I mean is that no matter what size you are making, you can follow along this tutorial for the stitches, and just make sure to refer back to the right number of chains and rows that you will be needing. Sorry about this long introduction, but I thought it was necessary to say this. And so now what we are going to be doing is a slip knot. So just go ahead and create a slip knot. Pop your hook through like this. And now what we are going to be doing is chaining 70. So just go ahead and chain 70. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've I've gone ahead and chained my chain. I am chaining less because this is just a sample. However, your chain should be longer. Like I said, you should have chained 70 or more. But the principle is the exact same. So I am going to be showing you the stitches on this sample to begin with. So now what you are going to be doing is counting 1, 2, and 3 chains from the hook. And in that third chain from the hook, you will be placing a double crochet. So to create a double crochet, wrap your yarn around your hook, go into that chain, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Take your yarn and go through 2 loops, and take your yarn and go through 2 loops, and that creates a double crochet. And the first chain 3 at the beginning counts as a double crochet. Now you are going to be going into the next chain with a double crochet once again, so like so, and another double crochet once again, and just place a simple double crochet into each and every stitch across until you reach the end of this chain. Obviously I've almost finished my chain, but yours should be longer, so just go and place all your double crochets on your chain. And this is what I have. So now I'm going to show you row 2, and every row after row 2 will be a repeat of row 2. So now for row 2, chain 3, so 1, 2, and 3, turn your work, and this counts as a double crochet. Now you are going to be placing a double crochet into the second stitch from the hook, as obviously the first chain 3 counts as your first double crochet, and just go ahead and place a double crochet once again, and another double crochet, and another double crochet. And I'm going to finish this row on camera. So I've almost finished this row. Once again, you should have a longer row. And so I've reached the end of my row, and I just wanted to point out to remember to place a double crochet into the third chain of that first chain 3 that we did at the beginning of the row, just because that counts as a double crochet, so make sure you don't forget that. And now, like I said, the whole pattern is going to be so simple because you are simply going to be repeating row 2 throughout. So once again, just chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, turn your work, and this counts as a double crochet with this stitch, and then place a double crochet into each and every stitch across, including the chain 3 from the prior row. So for size S, just carry this on, repeating this second row until you have 30 rows in total. So you should have 30 rows in total. And once you have 30 rows, do not fasten off your front panel, because I will be showing you the top of the front panel. Obviously the front and the back panel will be identical. Okay, so this is an example of the front panel. Like I said, the front and the back panel are the exact same. So for the front and the back panel, you will be chaining 70, creating row after row of double crochets until you have, like I said, 30 rows in total. And once you have 30 rows, do not fasten off, because we are going to be creating the neck opening. So for this, I'm going to show you what to do. We are going to be creating shorter rows on each side, and this goes for the front and the back panel. So like I said, I've already done the front panel, so I will be showing you this part Okay, so I have my 30 rows in total, and now I'm going to create my smaller rows. And this is really easy. It's just the exact same thing that we've just been doing, except shorter rows. So chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. This counts as your first double crochet with this first stitch here. You are going to be going into the next stitch with a double crochet, and into the next stitch with a double crochet, and just repeat this until you have 18 double crochets for this row in total. So just carry on until you have 18 double crochets, so a shorter row, and then once you have 18 double crochets, I'll show you what to do there. Okay, so I've placed my 18 stitches, and now I'm just going to be creating the next row. So to create the next row, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, turn your work, and obviously that is the entire front and back panel. This counts as your first double crochet with your first stitch. You are going to be going into the next double crochet with a double crochet, and just place double crochets all across this row, including, as always, the chain 3 at the beginning, and just repeat this one last time so that you have 3 shorter rows in total. So you should have 1, 2, 3 shorter rows in total. And once you have those, I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I finished my 3rd row here, and what I am going to be doing is fastening off. I am leaving a long tail just to sew the project in. So I'm fastening off and just gently pull through to finish off this side. And what we are going to be doing now to make the front panel symmetrical is attach our yarn to the other side, like so. So just attach your yarn and pop your hook through this 3rd chain, which is a stitch. Oops. And chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This counts as your first double crochet, and just place double crochets all the way across this edge until you have 18 stitches in total, and just repeat what I have just showed you on the other side. I'll not go through it again, just repeat the exact same thing, and create your back and front panels, and then I'll get back to you to show you the rest of the project. Okay, so I'm back, and I've finished both my front and back panels. So this is the front panel, and I've done the back panel, which are obviously identical, like I said. So you are going to be popping these on the side, and now you are going to be focusing on your sleeves. And like I said, this is a very simple pattern that I wrote up, and so the sleeves, there are going to be 2, once again identical, and you are going to be making them exactly like the front panels, except for the 3 short rows at the top. So you will be chaining 70, creating row after row of double crochets, and you are going to be making 30 rows in total, and then fastening off, and that will be your sleeves. And you will be making 2 of those. And if you need more help, don't forget to rewind the video or head over to my blog. I'm not going to show you the stitches again because they are the exact same stitches. So just do this, and now then you will have your 2 front and back panels, and then your 2 sleeves, and now I'm going to show you how to assemble this jumper. So what you are going to be doing first is sewing your sleeves in. So to sew in your sleeve, you are going to be placing your sleeve, your pattern like this. So this is how you want your sleeve to look. So you want the row side to be vertical. So you want the rows to be vertical, and just fold your sleeves over like so, and you are going to be sewing in your sleeves. Like you can see, I've left a long tail for sewing. You don't have to do this, but I do recommend doing this because it is simpler than to sew in your project. So you folded your project over, you've put your tapestry needle onto the loose end, and now you are going to be sewing this in. So you can use sewing pins. I rarely use sewing pins. Reason being, I just don't need them, but you can definitely use sewing pins if that's easier for you. And so let me just zoom in, and what I am doing is sewing in this seam, and I am using what is referred to as the mattress stitch. And the mattress stitch is very easy. It's just going in one side and then directly into the other side, and this just creates a more seamless look. So you don't have to do this, you don't have to use the mattress stitch, you can use whichever stitch you prefer. So as you can see, I've gone in this side, and I'm going to go directly into the other side, directly. And so just do this, and just go all the way down the seam. So just sew this in, and then once you've finished going through the whole seam, I'll get back to you to show you how to fasten off. Okay, so I'm back, and I'm going to show you how to finish this seam. So I'm just going to tie my 2 loose ends together. It so happened I had a loose end here too. And now you are simply going to be sewing in your loose ends. So I'm just going to let you do this, and then I'm going to show you how to assemble your jumper. Okay, so I'm back, and I've placed my sleeves to the side, and now you are going to be placing your your back and your front panel on top of each other like so, obviously symmetrically. And what we are going to be doing now is sewing this part. So we are going to sew this part here together, and then obviously on the other side too, just the top. And then once we've done that, I'll show you what to do afterwards. And so I'm once again going to be using a loose end. I'm just tying these loose ends together. This is just a personal thing that I do. I don't know if anybody else does this actually, but I do that. I just think it's an easy way just to secure the seam. And now I'm going to be, as always, using the mattress stitch. So I'm just going to use the mattress stitch to sew this part in. So just go ahead and do that, and then I'll get back to you and do the other side also. Hi, so I'm back, and I finished sewing each side, and now I've placed my first sleeve next to the project just to sew it in. And so I hope you can see, I'll place photographs on my blog, and I've placed the sleeve so that the top of the sleeve is just next to the top of the shoulder, and we are going to be sewing the front, so the front of the sleeve to the front of the cardigan, of the jumper. And I just want to say that make sure that the seam of your sleeve is facing down. So you remember how we sewed the sleeve in, just remember to leave the seam, to put the seam facing down, just because it looks a lot nicer. And so now I'm just going to attach my yarn at the top here. I always seem to be using really long loose ends, but never mind. So yes, so just place these, I'm just going to pop them like this, and we are simply going to be sewing the front of the sleeve to the front of the jumper to begin with. And again, I'm simply using the mattress stitch like this, and this is the wrong side of the jumper, because once we finish stitching we will be turning the jumper inside out. However, like I say, this is a seamless stitch, so it's just, I find a nicer stitch. So I'm just going to sew this in, and I am going to be sewing in the front of the sleeve to the front of the jumper, and then once you reach the bottom of the sleeve here, just continue sewing in the front and the back of the jumper together. I think it gives a nicer look than just sewing in the sleeve and then the front and the back. I think that this technique is better. That's my favorite way of sewing jumpers and cardigans in. And then once we'll have sewed to the bottom, we'll flip this over and just sew the back of the sleeve to the back of the jumper, but I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm back and I've sewn all the front. I'm going to flip this over like this, and I am going to be sewing the back of the sleeve to the back of the jumper. So just go ahead and do this. I'm attaching a piece of yarn, as you can see, and I'm just going to once again use the mattress stitch. So I'll let you do this and I'll let you do the other side, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so I've sewed my my jumper together, as you can see. And as you can see, I've already done one of the sleeve cuffs, and I'm going to take you through the second sleeve cuff so that you can do this on your project too. So it's really easy. Just pop your hook through a stitch on the sleeve, and so you still are using the same 5mm crochet hook, and just attach your yarn like so. And now you, okay, so I've zoomed in, and as you can see, this is my sleeve. And so what you are going to be doing is chain one, and so you've chained one and this does not count as a stitch. What you are going to be doing is placing a half double crochet into the next stitch. And so to create a half double crochet, wrap your yarn around your hook, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, take your yarn and go through all 3 loops, and that creates a half double crochet. Now go into, and now skip the next stitch and go into the next with a half double crochet. So like I said, skip a stitch and go into the next with a half double crochet. Now skip a stitch and go into the next with a half double crochet, and skip a stitch and go into the next with a half double crochet, skip a stitch and go into the next with a half double crochet and skip a stitch and go into the next, and just carry this on, skipping a stitch and going into the next with a half double crochet. This will tighten your project, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. Okay, so now we are going to be, so as you can see, the sleeve cuff has been tightened, and now for row 2 we are going to be going around again, and you are going to be chaining 2, 1 and 2, and this counts as a half double crochet and goes with this first stitch here. And so for the next stitch you are going to be going into the next stitch directly with a half double crochet and go into the next stitch with a half double crochet and into the next stitch with a half double crochet, and just carry this on, just placing a half double crochet into each and every stitch across until you reach the end of this row. And once you reach the end, well, not this row, this round, once you reach the end of this round, slip stitch to the first chain 2 that you did to finish off this round, and add 2 more rounds of half double crochets. So just go ahead and do this, and you should have 4 rounds of half double crochets in total for this part. So just go ahead and do all these rounds, and then once you've done all those rounds, just fasten off, and I'll show you how to do the rest of the pattern. Okay, so I completed my sleeves. As you can see, I'm really excited about how they look, and now I'm going to show you how to crochet the bottom edging of your jumper. So for this part you will be using your 4.5mm crochet hook, and you are going to be attaching your yarn to the bottom of your jumper, like so. So just attach your yarn, and we are going to be working all the way around the bottom edging. And like I say, we are using the 4.5mm crochet hook. I'm just going to zoom in just for ease of for the camera, and turning this around just because it will be easier to show you. And so pop your hook through, chain 1, and this counts as a single crochet. And now we are going to be popping a single crochet into the next stitch. And so to create a single crochet, just go directly into the stitch, pull up a loop. You have 2 loops on your hook, take your yarn and pull through 2 loops, and that creates a single crochet. And now you are going to be skipping the next stitch and going into the next with a single crochet, and go into the next with a single crochet, skip a stitch and go into the next with a single crochet, and go into the next with a single crochet, skip a stitch and go into the next with a single crochet, and into the next with a single crochet. And just carry this on, skipping 1 stitch and then placing 2 single crochets, and then I'll meet you back at the end of this round. Okay, so we've almost finished round 1 of this edging. And so to finish round 1, you are going to be slip stitching through the first chain 1 that you did. It's hard to show on camera, but I hope you can see. So this is the bottom of the jumper. It's I've turned it around just because it's easier to show on camera how I'm doing the stitches. And now for round 2, what we are going to be doing for round 2 is we are going to be chaining 2. So chain 2, 1 and 2, and this counts as a half double crochet. And you are going to be going directly into the next stitch with a half double crochet and into the next stitch with a half double crochet and into the next stitch, and just place a half double crochet into each and every stitch across until you reach the beginning of this round, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so I've completed round 2 as you can see, and now we are going to be doing the next round. And once again, I'm just going to switch my project around. Sorry about that, it just gets a bit bulkier as it grows. So now you are going to be chaining 2 once again, and you are simply going to be placing a half double crochet into the next stitch, and you are simply going to be repeating round 2 of this edging. And so just repeat, so that's the round that we've just done, which is a half double crochet round. So just go ahead and do this and repeat this round 2 more times. So that means that we'll have 4 rounds of half double crochets in total. So just go ahead and do this, fasten off, and then I'll show you how to crochet the neck edging. Okay, so I finished the bottom edging as you can see, and now we are going to be doing the simple neck edging, and this is going to be just 1 row, and it's simply to give a bit of a bit more I can't find the word, a bit more definition, I would say, to this neck edging, just to tighten it a little bit, just so that it's more defined. So it's just going to be 1 row of single crochets, and we are going to be using the 4.5mm crochet hook. And just attach your yarn, so you can attach your yarn to any stitch. However, I recommend the top because you want it to be quite discreet, so that's what I would do. And just chain 1, and now you are simply going to be placing a single crochet across this this neck edging, and like I say, just go into each and every stitch with a single crochet, and just make sure that you are creating tight stitches, just because you want your neck edging to be a bit have a bit more definition. So yes, just go all the way around, and then once you've gone all the way around, I'll get back to you. So I've gone all the way around, and I'm simply, to finish off this round, going to be slip stitching through the first chain 1 that we did, and fasten off and pull through, and that's it. We finished the neck edging. So that was a very simple 1 row single crochet repeat for this part. Okay, so as you can see, I finished crocheting the neck edging, and now I'm going to show you how to sew your little flowers onto the project. I love how this looks. So as you can see, I've already done my 3 first flowers that I've sewed on, and I've used some darning thread some darning thread and a darning needle, of course, to sew this on, and I've only got one left to sew. And as you can see, I've placed them like so. There will be extra photographs on my blog if you want to see on the free pattern. And now I'm just going to show you how to sew it on. So I've got one left, and I'm just going to place it where I want the flower to be. So I'm placing it symmetrically to the ones that I've already sewed, and I'm simply going to turn the project over, as you can see. I hope you can see, and I'm gently sewing the flower in. So on the reverse side of the jumper. So there we go, and I'm gently doing this. You can check the front to see that you've done it properly. So yeah, I'm just going to be doing that, and once you've finished securing your flower onto the project, just fasten, create a knot with the darning needle and darning thread, and then snip off the darning thread and needle, and then I'll get back to you.